Style is your personal calling card. It's the visual representation of your character. It's birthed out of all the elements of your life. I'm so excited to sit and chat with my guest today. Let's get into it. I'm Woo, and this is Style and Tea. Welcome to episode 14 of Style and Tea. I'm excited. Once again, we are at Curated. It's an awesome vintage shop here in DC, and I'm here with my lovely guest, Miss Thea Lopez. How are you?
I'm awesome.
Good.
Thanks so much for having me.
Girl,
I'm super
thank
excited.
you for coming.
Thanks.
I have a funny story about Thea's trip, but I'll tell you guys later. I'm so excited that you're here. I love talking to women who enjoy vintage and thrift shopping, so I know that this is going to be an amazing show. I normally just talk about my guest style or a particular outfit that I've seen, but there are so many of your outfits on Instagram that I have thoroughly enjoyed.
I can't. You show me so much love. I
Girl,
totally appreciate it.
I'm liking the pictures because I'm like, yes, all of that. Love those jeans. Love that. It's good. Your flat lays are awesome. When you put things on, it makes people really understand the composition of an outfit.
Certainly.
And I feel like people should know how to do that, especially with thrifting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of people's biggest issues. They don't want to go thrifting, one, because they're gonna have to look.
Exactly.
And two,
they don't know what they're looking for.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's another one, because I was gonna say the third one is afterwards. It's like, what do I do with this?
Mm-hmm.
So Miss Thea shows us how it's done, and it's always cool. So my first question that I like to ask everybody is, where are you from?
So I'm from Delaware, a native. I went to college in Pennsylvania.
Oh, nice.
I studied integrated marketing. PR was pretty much my thing.
Okay.
I started my own PR firm my sophomore year in college. Initially was to get the experience I wanted in the field.
Okay.
Because of course internships, they didn't pay, and I felt like I had an expertise to offer, so I need my own coin.
Yes.
So I consider myself, because at that time I had a blog called Styles Revamped. I consider myself as my first client.
Okay.
And then I worked with other small businesses like t-shirt lines,
cool.
little online boutiques.
Were they only in your area?
Yeah,
or? Okay.
in Delaware, Philly, that area.
Okay.
So the art scene in Delaware is very small, so we all know each other.
Oh, cool.
So that's how I kind of got into that.
That's dope.
And then I feel like, I'm helping people get money. Let me just focus on myself. And that's when I decided to put my all into Thrift Mob and not really focus on public relations more so.
That's cool.
And just do my own marketing. And,
That's dope. Okay, so when was this? When did you start your public relations business? What year?
So that was 2011.
Okay.
Yep, 2011. And then Thea, my business partner, her and I, we met at a fashion show in Philadelphia, and then we started Thrift Mob. She was already selling vintage pieces. She was living in New York at the time. So she was already selling under Vintage Vamp, and I was literally just doing my blog. And we're just like, hey, let's just come together. And initially it was for a meetup. As you said, people, they go to thrift stores and they don't know what they're looking for. So we start off as a meetup so people can know exactly how to shop vintage. What trends are in right now. Those same trends that are in, you could go to the thrift store and get. And just because something doesn't fit you, you can always get it altered and take it in. So it's like having girlfriends with you as you shop to coach you on, yes, girl, that looks cute.
Yes. So Thrift Mob sounds like someplace that I need to join. I'm pretty sure I've said that over the years. So now I'm gonna have to bother you guys and be like, take me shopping.
Indeed. So Thrift Mob elevated to the Fly Girl meetup for our meetups, because we were doing a lot of our meetups in Philly, Delaware, and the Jersey area, and we met up with would Do the Right Vintage, and now we formed Fly Girl Meetup.
Yes.
And it's been awesome. We had 3 events so far, and our big one was our Fly Girl bus trip to New York, where we went onto the vintage marketplace. It was phenomenal. It was a bus ride.
I
Yeah,
can't
it
wait.
was dope.
My friends and I are gonna go. They don't know this yet. Friends, you don't know this yet, but we're going with Fly Girl Meetup, and we're gonna thrift and vintage out.
It was so much fun.
That sounds
We had a bus
amazing.
trip. It stopped in DC, then Delaware to pick up girls, and then we went straight to New York.
Wow.
So a day of thrifting also. Yeah.
Are there drinks involved?
Of course.
There's
Libations
drinks.
were-
There's
We
drinks.
had
There's
so
drinks.
many sponsors. Our goodie bags were off the chain, and
my
then
gosh.
we had a guy. He sells liquor, so he made us mimosas during the day and like drinks for the evening. So it was awesome.
I'm excited about this. I don't even know if y'all heard it, and it doesn't matter because I heard it. We're going thrift shopping. We're drinking,
Right.
and then our goodie bags are going to be stocked.
There
Okay,
it is.
I'm too excited. So we were talking about this earlier. Who are your fashion influencers or influences?
So growing up, I didn't quite have a fashion influence. I can say people who I admire their style. I love Rihanna. I feel like she's just completely fearless and bold,
She
and
is.
everything she puts on, like, it's always just like.
She is.
Yeah, and Tracy Allen Ross, like, I love her style.
Oh my gosh, she's
So-
amazing too. I feel like across the board, Tracy Ellis Ross has been very influential in just Black women's style in general, or maybe not as influential. She's a good representation
Right.
of everyday women. So whether we see her on the runway or we see her in runway looks, she's always got on sneakers or, you know, like you see her glam and it's not so far away. Like it's not too unattainable. Like,
No,
we can
I feel
definitely
like
pick that
a
up.
20-year-old can wear her look,
Yes.
and a 62-year-old,
Yes.
like, it's just all well rounded. I love
my
her
gosh.
style.
Me too. She's
It's very
awesome
feminine.
in
That's what I
that.
like.
Tracy, if you're watching, hi.
We love you. Hey, Auntie.
Hey, boo. Since you started your public relations business and then you were blogging and you did Thrift Mob, now Fly Girl Meetup, like how has your style evolved and then coincided with your businesses?
I would want to say, of course, now that I have Thrift Mob, I literally go to thrift stores maybe 3 or 4 days out of the week. Vintage has always been something that was true and dear to me. I actually started thrift shopping when I was 13 years old. My father, he was executive director at a community center, and across there was a thrift store, Catholic Charities. So I would go there every day, and I would find the best pieces. So in middle school and high school, I was coming in with bomb bags with nice leather trench jacket. Like,
Yes.
I wasn't playing.
Yeah.
So that's what pretty much started. But I want to say, since I have Thrift Mob, like, my brand is made. So whenever you see me, I always have something vintage on. I'd always, like, for instance, I found these pants Saturday. These gauchos. Gauchos are totally in, by the way.
Those are awesome.
Thank you,
And
thank you.
I will say, you know, I had issues being short when I was growing up. It was very weird because I don't know if women talk about that often, but I was upset that I was short, so I felt like gauchos like stumped me. But now that I'm older, I'm like, I want to show some leg, and I, you know,
Don't wear
sometimes,
nice
yeah,
heels.
I want a little bit of him, not too much though. I don't want you to, you know, think I'm a church mama.
So I would have to
But,
do
yeah.
gauchos with heels out all the time. I would
Yes.
never put them with sneakers because, like you said, they would, girl.
They're stumping you.
Yeah, no.
And nobody understands that, but short women. Okay. I went off on a tangent. That took me back to being like 12. Like, I do not want to be this short.
But even certain trends that you can't do when you're short. Like, my friend was telling me, because I have a problem with sneakers. I never know what sneakers look good on me. So I had my friend try to find me some sneakers, and he sends me like a really cute Asian girl. She has like crop pants with. I said, "Do you see like this?
Yeah,
I'm 5'1".
There's too
My
much.
leg is a good
Yeah.
2 feet. Like,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love you.
Girl,
because
yes.
nobody
know what
understands
works
this
for
like me. You do.
Mhm.
And I think it took me a longer time to kind of figure that out because when you're younger, you don't think about proportions. You don't think about, oh, there needs to be balance with your outfit. Look, we don't think about any of those things. What we think about is, this is what I like, this is what I'm gonna wear, and we just try to throw it on, and sometimes it looks great, and most of the time in my...
Short women have to learn it earlier.
Yes.
I can say that. Indeed.
Although it took me a little bit longer to kind of figure out, okay, girl, you need to go see a seamstress.
Yeah. So I've always been into fashion. My mom and grandmother, they always tell me stories. Well, I remember I would cut up like my Barbie dolls, like with washcloths and pantyhose, and make them little cute outfits and stuff. I've always been into fashion from a very young age. We all have that one auntie who she slays at every event, and that was my Aunt Joyce. And I was always trying to go shopping with her. She always had all the pieces, and I wanted to be just like her. Yes. So I want to say probably since I was like 4 or 5 or something. But I want to say when I started to make my impact, probably in elementary school. My dad, I was the only child until I was 13 years old. So whatever I wanted, I got. And my dad, he spoiled the hell out of me. Yes. So I was always looking good and always the girl at school. So.
Yes. Okay. I love this. What's one important piece that a man and a woman need in their closet?
Oh, I don't. Ugh. You always need a good shoe.
You do.
You always need a good shoe. Always need a good bag. I'm
Yes.
sorry. Every piece is essential when you're a woman. You need to have a good dress, a good shoe, a good bag, and a good pair of glasses.
You do. You do.
So I don't know.
I hope you guys
piece.
are taking notes.
I don't know. What would you say?
So I think everybody needs at least 2 good jackets, or like a coat and a jacket. I don't think nowadays this area the weather used to transition a lot better. So you needed a good winter coat. You needed a good spring but fall something. So most of the time that was like a trench jacket or a really good leather jacket.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why I have like 7 leather jackets and a couple of denim jackets.
A denim jacket is essential. Okay, yes. There it is.
Denim jacket. Get you guys a denim jacket.
A few. You need one distrain or one distress.
Yes.
Always need a good distress jacket.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're going. Because I was going to go too far. I was going to say, you need a couple of washes.
Okay. That's imperative.
Yes. You need the distress. You need a couple of washes. You need, you have to. That's what you need. Y'all don't look at me crazy. Y'all know y'all need all this stuff in your closet. What's one piece or accessory that gives you comfort?
Accessory that gives me comfort. Bags. I'm a bag lady. I love bags. When I go to the thrift store, the first aisle I'm going in is the bag. Bags and dresses. Those are the 2 first. Yeah.
Bags are really a good. Yeah, that's a good place in a thrift
it's
store
a
because we never know
piece
if
too.
anything's gonna come up. You know, or you're gonna find something, or you're gonna have to fight an old lady. We don't know.
Yes,
we don't know. Right.
You don't know what they're doing.
I've literally been like, man, this is my cart. I am 2 seconds away from the cart. Like, I didn't even make there's no good step. Like, why you rummaging through my bag? So I've had Miss Jerry moments in thrift store. Sometimes there's a couple of Miss Jerry's, but that's neither here nor there.
Gosh. I don't want to have to get rude with someone's grandma. I was always told to respect my elders, but over a vintage bag, you make it to that point.
I mean, the thrift store is the place where they just be like, young lady, you don't know what you're doing, and keep it moving. So you have to be like, ma'am, respectfully, back away.
Over a bag, I don't. Bags are essential. Okay. They're conversation pieces.
They are. They are. And I've noticed, I think Margiela has these they're big clutches. I'm pretty sure they are, but like, I'm looking for something like that in the thrift store because I think that's cool. Plus, I always need a big bag for no reason.
Girl, I'm trying to get away from big bags. You're crazy. Small bags are in right now.
They are, but the big bag is gonna come back. And plus, what happens when, like, you need to put some extra shoes somewhere? Big bag. Big bag.
Oh yeah, that's
You
that's
need extra
essential.
shoes. Flats are a must. They have to be cute.
Indeed.
So, big bag is bulky enough for your cute flats. Think about it, girl. Think about it. If there's a soundtrack for your wardrobe, what are a couple of artists that will be featured?
Oh, child. Lauryn Hill, Beastie Boys,
Okay.
SZA, yeah, like I don't know.
I love the soundtrack already, and I know like 4 Beastie Boys songs. So yes.
My clothes, my style, I'm really into like 50s, 60s, 70s. That's what I look for.
That's a nice classic era. Nice classic. Got a little bit of Flower Child. Very much, very dainty. I like. Okay, that's good. That's real good. Well, that was another question. I was gonna ask you what era of fashion is most identifiable. Do you think fashion and music are more impactful on like the younger generations, like they were on ours or generations before us?
Certainly, you can definitely tell in the artists nowadays, how they dress, what they wear. Everyone wants to be a city girl now. I feel like no one is about. Growing up, I was always told if you're gonna have your chest out, you need to have your bottoms covered or vice versa. But it's none of that nowadays.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to. They don't really honor themselves, and that's because you have girls telling you, take him for his money, get flew out. I mean, if that's your lifestyle, I'm not gonna knock it, but I just feel like our girls, they need to know something else. Like, it's different things that you can do to empower yourself and get money. Okay, or even if you're going to get this money from this guy, can you tell them the next step on how to elevate it and invest it or something? Like, I just don't. And in order to get an investor, you need to be a businesswoman and you need to know how to dress as a businesswoman. So it's just certain.
I agree. It's the impact is kind of skewed. Like, it doesn't necessarily add up in a way that makes sense to me. I mean, we had Little Kim, Foxy Brown, but we also had like Missy Elliott, and we had Queen Latifah, Salt and Pepper. So I feel like growing up, for me, I know, and some of my friends, it's very much one of those situations where if you needed a style influence, these were really great women to look up to. Exactly. Nowadays, I just feel like all the rappers look alike. Like, especially the females. Everybody has on like a diamond encrusted bodysuit.
Girl, yes.
And it's like
a colored wig.
Yes. And everybody isn't like that. That's not what society shows us. Just like rap music has so many different genres in it now, and that shows a lot in in their dress. So you have guys dressed like Travis Scott, you have guys dressed like Kodak Black, but you also have guys
like a scammer, a super emo.
Yes, it's just like so many things. And I'm seeing the impact, and it's very interesting because growing up in DC and then going to school in PG County, I saw some very interesting things. Like there were the white kids were here, and this is what they were dressed like, and the black kids were like dressed like some of the kids from higher learning. So like everything that I saw in that movie, I saw at school. Right. With the different groups, but it was mainly black and white. Versus now, I'm like, okay, well that little boy definitely listens to Travis Scott. Like I see his plaits. I see, I see all of that. I don't know who listens to Big Sean because I'm not really, Big Sean's kind of all over the place sometimes with his style of dress, which is fine. But I was just thinking about that. We never know about the impact that rappers have on fashion. Do you think that as far as change goes, when we're making a difference, everybody's very much so on a, like, we have to make an impact on society, this and that, especially with the passing of Nipsey Hussle. Do you feel like fashion is making like a really good positive change, or not? Like, when I think about fashion and change, I definitely think about, I noticed that there are more black designers than I've seen previously.
Oh, certainly.
But other than that,
I think it's all because of social media, to be quite honest. Things break on Twitter, on Instagram, and that's how fads are set. I mean, you have to look at a lot of these businesses. They're reaching out to the inner city, to the influencers, to get their kind of audience, to bring more people in. So it certainly, I definitely would say that has helped the change. But hip hop or our culture of music, I mean, it has always been about the change, or been the idea of everything. Yes.
True. I'm excited to see some of the fashion trends that are coming out for next cycle. So I want to see the shows for September, just so I can kind of see what they're thinking.
Girl, look in your closet from
I'm sure
96.
I'm waiting for like somebody to come out with like some gold lame pants. I'm pretty sure I've seen them. And they're probably been at the thrift store, but I'm waiting for somebody to put a star in that.
Right.
Just because I know, like, girl, you got that from the thrift store. Nobody made that.
Exactly.
I
am so excited that this whole vintage fad is like totally here.
Yes.
I mean, I'm happy, but I'm sad. I'm happy because I'm happy that people are appreciating like how it's all art and it's beautiful. And like vintage Dior, like that's pieces that you die for. And going to current affair, like I never knew like how pivotal vintage pieces are, especially designer pieces. Girl, T went down. I was like, oh my gosh, these pieces are to die for.
I know you see a lot of good things, but like I always imagine one thing, and then when I see an actual vintage piece, like especially Dior, I think there's something in here. I'll show you later. But it's like the lines, the folds, like everything is just so pristine. And it's like, I know this was sitting in somebody's closet for like years, but it fits like a glove. You know what I mean? Like it's so vintage is like Christmas,
especially some designer vintage.
Yes.
Like, girl,
it's like you're not sure what you get until you open up or you kind of pull those pieces back. Okay, sorry.
Take your time.
I went off on a tangent. Sorry. So, what do you think is next for Flat Girl Meetup, for Thrift Mob? Like, where do you see your business is going?
Okay, so we're doing great with selling. We want to, of course, keep selling. Our main focus is recreating today's hottest trends in vintage pieces.
Okay.
Trends, they are constantly changing every season, like every few months. So why spend hundreds of dollars on pieces when you could just go to the thrift store and get those same pieces?
It's true.
So that's something that we really want to focus on, and sustainability. Like we really want to help get clothes from being in landfills and showing people how to recycle clothes, or even pieces that you have in your closet, how to actually bring them back to life and revisit.
That's dope. So Thea, have you heard about George Washington University's Sustainable Fashion Seminars?
No, I haven't.
Girl.
What is that?
So basically, because I know that you guys are talking more about sustainable fashion, it's just seminars that they have just to let us know where our clothes go. I think they're always interesting because of course this isn't something from our community at all, but it's a good idea. We need to know where our clothes are going, other than to our local Goodwills, which end up in our closets again. But I think that's a really good thing, and I think you guys should check that out. Just a little tidbit. What are your ideas about stylish men? Like, what genre of style do you like your men?
Okay, so for me to be really fashionable and into style, my boyfriends are never really into fashion.
Really?
Girl, no. So I have to always like work them up,
Yes.
and I make them the man who I want them to be,
Okay.
and then they're perfect for the next one. Okay, so I just build the man and make him good. He starts shopping at thrift store.
Build a man.
All his camo
Yes.
is on point.
Yeah.
Honey, his suit jackets, his trench coats. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, my ex-boyfriend. His girlfriend now needs to just think, man. She just let me style her and make them look cute together.
Thank Thea.
Hi.
She did that.
Indeed.
I wonder how or why that's so hard for fashionable women. I never really see fashionable women with fashionable men. They're fashionable after, afterwards. But from the beginning, like, why is it
attract,
hard?
they say, so.
I don't want that.
No,
I keep praying about it. I don't want that. No.
Or either I date someone who's like not into vintage and he's like super trendy. It's like never. Let's just go to a thrift store together and let's just look.
I need that. Okay, so we're gonna figure that out for you. At least bring in some men to the fold, so that they can be fashionable and maybe one of those guys.
But you know what? I honestly say, like, I'm really into fashion, but I'm more into personal style.
Yeah.
I really feel like fashion is a form of art and self-expression.
Yes.
And how I express myself is through my clothes.
True.
So if he likes to be super trendy, or if he listens to R&B and he's feeling John Legend, or if he wants to dress like Little Baby, that's how he expresses himself. So I'm all about self-expression.
I'm gonna say no to Little Baby. I am here for the self-expression. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be that parent too. Wait a minute, son. Bring it back.
Just bring it back, son.
You cannot do that. But like, let's find a happy medium. I don't know. But yeah, definitely not my boyfriend, because I can't. Or my husband. I just can't. No Little Babies. No Kodak Black. No Little Waynes. I can't.
No,
but
I'm not feeling like the blinged out chokers and stuff guys are wearing.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
That's just too much.
No, even like super, super, super tight pants.
Yeah, like that's, I hate tight pants on a man.
Because I know I struggle with my skinny jeans.
Yes.
I can't see you.
They're struggling as well. They're jumping
out
into their pants. Some guy told me, and we don't like that.
He told you he jumps in his pants?
He said that he would have to, so that's why he stopped.
Ooh.
Because they were so tight. And I was like, okay. We don't need that, fellas. We're okay. We're okay. Leave the skinny pants to us. Thea, thank you so much for joining me. Can you tell my guests where to find you?
Thanks. And again, thanks for having me.
You're
I'm
welcome.
so excited for your podcast. This
Thank
is awesome.
you. You got to come back.
Yeah. Well, you can find me at Thea Lopez on Instagram. So Thea, Thea, Lopez, Lopez with 2 Z's. And then Thrift Mob, of course, that's our brand. We recreate today's hottest trends of vintage pieces. And it's Thrift Mob with 2 B's and an underscore. So, yeah, we give daily style inspiration. We post every day. And all of our pieces come from the thrift store.
Go check them out. I love everything about Thea's style. And definitely check out Thrift Mob. And look forward to everything that they're about to do soon.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
Later.